next, we have GitHub's own resident Beyonce, B. Dougie, GitHub's Director of Developer Advocacy, who will be talking to us about open source maintainer tips with GitHub Actions. However, there's something really special about this session. In the theme of our interconnected community, B. Dougie is here live on this stage for this session. I know I have some of my own questions, but if there's anything you would like to ask B. Dougie about Actions, drop them in discussions at github.co/Brian. Now, take it away, B. Dougie.
Thanks for the intro. And I am really excited to be here live and in action, talk about the two of my favorite things, which is open source and GitHub Actions. So jumping right in, I don't think I need to intro GitHub Actions at this point. If you haven't got this far, I have a couple different sessions on GitHubUniverse.com that I can cover that in great detail. But GitHub Actions is automation for developer workflows. And one of the projects I've been working on for the past couple of years is OpenSauce. OpenSauce is a project that I always wanted to contribute to open source, but never knew where to start. And OpenSauce does that for me. Over the summer, we actually shipped an entire doc site, which is actually powered by GitHub Actions. So compiled and shipped to GitHub Pages. That's actually the workflow visualizer. And I'll get into more detail about that really quickly, but I want to actually briefly talk about my introduction to open source. So when I was a junior developer quite a few years ago, I wanted to actually solve a problem, and I wanted to solve the problem with Node.js and using webhooks. I did a lot of Google and Stack Overflow and found myself onto a GitHub repo. And at the time, I didn't actually know how to use GitHub. It's a safe space. I can admit that on stage at a GitHub conference. And I went to that repo, found the maintainer's profile, saw their email there, and emailed them directly. And lo and behold, they actually responded to me and gave me all the sort of secret sauce of the project and how Node.js worked at the time and all the differences. And they did that all during a K-pop concert, too, as well. They were actually traveling in Thailand for a K-pop concert, which I didn't know what that was at the time. I do now. So I wanted to jump in real quick, and I know Jared was here yesterday, and he was talking about he reps Atlanta, and I wanted to actually rep the East Atlanta Santa, which is Gucci Mane. And I built that project OpenSauce based on this one concept, which was an interview with Gucci Mane. If you don't got sauce, then you lost. And I just didn't know where to start. I was emailing maintainers left and right, which again, I didn't say this before, but don't do that. Just open up an issue. I know how issues work nowadays, and also discussions. But a couple examples I'm using for OpenSauce is Project Table. So Mario was here yesterday, actually chatting with Jared about Project Table. So definitely check out that feature if you haven't opted in for the beta. But we've been using Project Tables all month during Hacktoberfest, specifically in OpenSauce. And I wanted to actually point out this one contribution we had this month from MT Foley. I had this idea of, during Hacktoberfest, leverage linked issues. And linked issues is a way, if you're not familiar, it's a way to take an issue and then link it to a PR. And because sometimes we get some unwanted contributions or contributions that didn't have a lot of context, we kind of push a lot of our contributors into linking issues to their PR. And we're doing this today with the GitHub action. So linking issues, you just need to have that little flag. It's detailed in the docs. Definitely check it out. We also use issue forms as well. Issue forms is a great way to sort of centralize information to what we actually need. So like what browser you're using, what version of the project you're using. That's all helpful stuff to actually be able to contribute back. Or even you can pick up that contribution, or I can pick it up. But all the context is right there in the issue. And then also GitHub Discussions is something that I'm really loving right now because we've been heavily using GitHub Discussions. MT Foley actually started this contribution with a discussion. So we had the issue, but he wanted to talk about this sort of approach and how to build this because we could have built it directly inside of the repo, but he actually took a different path. So we have an answered question on the discussion, and we actually answer a question with this GitHub action, which is super powerful to be able to contribute it to open source in a way that automates developer workflows, and I don't have to maintain it. So now MT Foley has this awesome action, which is a PR compliance action, and it checks to see if there's a linked issue. So now anybody who's doing Hacktoberfest or contributing in large projects, they can leverage this action in their repo today. The other thing that happened today, actually a couple weeks ago, is we have 10,000 actions in the GitHub Marketplace. And I was joking with MT Foley about this because he was so close to being number 10,000, but he didn't end up getting it. So check out that blog post if you want to know who got the 10,000th action. And a couple other things I want to mention briefly is reusable workflows. So reusable workflows is something that got covered during this event. It just got shipped beta, so check out that changelog post as well. But one thing I like to do is actually reuse these workflows in my GitHub Action projects. And we use conventional commits. So all of our PRs, they actually forced you using either docs or feat or bug or whatever inside of your title. And if you don't have that there, which is super helpful because when I started open source, I didn't know what I was doing, and I had to sort of be coerced or forced into knowing how to rebase and squash, and then also write my titles and my commits properly. And this GitHub Action actually does that for you. And the thing I want to point out is that this is an entire workflow that you can just copy and paste directly out of this project if you like, or you can use a reusable workflow by just pointing it directly to that URL. So I'm super happy that this is actually shareable. All this context is shareable. It's open source today. And then finally, something we shipped just recently is auto-generating release notes. If you've ever done any release notes, I highly recommend it. I have so many contributions and contributors who have context of where the project came from and how we got here through the changelog. So definitely check it out. There's that button right there. You can also power this through GitHub Actions. Just check out the docs on that as well. And then speaking about docs, not really about docs, but I've got a couple other sessions actually today about setting up continuous delivery with GitHub Actions. So definitely there's actually still space in this session. So sign up for that. And also check out my on-demand session. And then finally, if you want to find me on GitHub, I'm bdougie. Check out my MySpace profile that's actually powered by GitHub Actions.
Excellent. bdougie, that was an excellent overview of how we can all use GitHub Actions to make open source more intuitive. It's always interesting to me to learn how folks review open source contributions. There's such variety from project to project, community to community. So seeing firsthand how you are using such features as discussions, actions, auto-generated release notes, and more to build reusable workflows is a great way to help people think about bottlenecks that may exist in their day-to-day processes. In fact, that does actually lead me to my first question. How can maintainers manage their project in a way that the tedious things are automated and they can stay coding?
Yeah, I would honestly say start with the GitHub Marketplace. There's a lot of solved problems from verified creators as well as community contributions. There's probably a solution in there that you can help automate portions of your workflow, perhaps deploying to NPM or generating release notes. That's all covered in Marketplace. But I also just kind of peruse through a lot of large open source projects and copy and paste from their workflows too, as long as it's MIT.
Awesome. Y'all remember, bdougie is here to answer your questions. So please drop those in at github.co/Brian. I do actually have another question though. What is a great place for folks to keep up to date on those tips and tricks for maintaining projects?
Yeah, my recommendation is like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, so youtube.com/GitHub. A lot of this content is going to end up finding its way over there in clips, so definitely check that out that as well. But we also have been doing a lot of short video content around actions and code spaces, so I highly recommend like and subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Excellent. Well, I've got some more questions while we wait for some more to come in. So what is one of the most useful GitHub actions you've seen implemented that you wish people knew more about?
Yeah, so I briefly went past the project tables, but so Alex Page, who's a developer at Shopify on their design system, built an action called GitHub Project Automation Plus, and highly recommend check that out. So every time an issue is opened up in your project, it gets added to the project table. And I've been using that to power a lot of my work on OpenSauce. Also, side note, discussion number 207 is that exact question. So if anybody has any other ideas of good actions, check that discussion out too as well.
What was the discussion number?
207.
Perfect. What is then the most surprising GitHub action you used for your personal projects? Is there a workflow that delights you each time that you see it run?
Yeah, I mean, I create a lot of actions. I'm trying to cut back, going through a workflow, but I built this action called Take Action. So it's one of my personal ones, but it's also something I've been using during Hacktoberfest, where if anybody wants to grab an issue off one of my repos, they just type in .take, and they're able to assign themselves to the issue, and I don't have to worry about who's taken it, or if maybe it got stale, it just gets unassigned after a while.
Awesome. I think this is going to then lead me to my last question, which is, what inspires you the most about the open source community? And also, what's your favorite pizza?
Yeah, inspiration comes from how I got into as it being an engineer. All this information is available free, open source, whether it's docs or just seeing how code works. So I'm just really empowered and embodied by that stuff. And then pizza, Detroit style pizza, I'm on a kick right now, so don't at me. I think it is the best pizza right now. I love the crispy edges.
Well, as a Chicagoan, I guess I'm supposed to like Chicago deep dish, but that's not my thing. So, Detroit, I do have to agree, is a bit better. Well, on that note, Beat Dougie, as always, I wanted to say I had a blast learning more about GitHub Actions with you. I remember the first time I met you at Pi Caribbean, I knew that you had to be someone that I introduced myself to, because how many people do you meet that introduce themselves as a company's resident Beyonce? But more seriously, I knew that you're always a person who's happy to answer questions and can teach me a lot. So I'm really, really excited to have been here with you today.